Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie Rance here with you alongside Tommy Krysan. Hope everyone had a happy Valentine's Day weekend and look forward to and Mardi Gras weekend at that for that. Mardi Gras is tomorrow. Many of you watching this show will be participating in Mardi Gras, so stay safe and have a great time. All right, TK, was the college baseball season underway, and so we had some good and some bad in the state of Louisiana. We had some teams like your alma mater struggle. Southeastern was swept at home against a very good, obvious Kent State team who will be taking on LSU tonight at 6 o'clock. Kent State will travel to Baton Rouge for a single game. But for the Tigers, they take care of business. They sweep Milwaukee. Most people didn't know Milwaukee had a college until they saw them on LSU's schedule, and nobody knew they were the Panthers except TK. So Tigers take care of business. A lot of good, a little bit of head scratch, but the biggest takeaway for LSU baseball this past weekend, 2 years in a row they've now set a record opening weekend against their opponent. They took on Purdue Fort Wayne last year. They punched out 45 in that 3-game series, which was a record, average of 15 punch outs per game. They beat that 49 punch outs, so that's a little over 16 per game. But TK, as you pointed out, they didn't even play all the innings.
No, they three less at bats because of the 10-run rule. Here's the other thing: Cooper Moore, the kid from Kansas who threw Saturday, he struck out 11, didn't walk anybody, never had ball three. There was never a
Wow.
ball in the count for Moore on Saturday. So I watched all the games, didn't go out there, but enjoyed Lynn Rollins and Ben McDonald on the call. But yeah, I mean, it was a mismatch. I mean, Milwaukee's not going to win a lot of games. They're not going to be in the tournament at the end of the year. But you still got to throw the ball over the plate. You still got to hit it when they throw it. So it was a good weekend for LSU. A lot of guys got in the lineup. A lot of guys got on the mound. A lot of guys got at bats. A lot of subs. A lot of position moving, which is typical Jay Johnson. And a lot of coaches will tinker in the first non-conference part of the schedule, and Jay Johnson was able to do that. Now, no official starter has been named tonight against Kent State, who, as you said, swept Southeastern in Hammond. But it looks like the report might be Jaden Newt, who's coming back to the team, who may start tonight. And then they got to play Nichols Wednesday, so we'll see how the pitching goes. But overall, a good weekend for LSU. Tremendous crowds. Certainly Friday and Saturday, big crowds, and they're 3-0, which they should have been. Friday morning we expected that when we were going to be here Monday, they would be 3-0, and they are.
Yeah, today's game actually be have a little juice to it because both teams are 3-0. And Kent State's a program that will go to regionals every couple years. So that'll be a nice little challenge. And then LSU takes on Nichols on Wednesday, who was swept by Tennessee this past weekend. But when it comes to the Tigers, Tommy, one of the things also that stands out, not only the 49 strikeouts in 3 games is clearly a lot and a record, but they didn't have an error by a position player. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and you had some different guys in different positions. You had a different left fielder, some different guys moved around on the infield a little bit, and they made the plays. Now you don't get a lot of chances to make plays when
49
they
punch outs.
punch out 49 guys. There's a
Right.
few less grounders and balls in the gap perhaps, but so it is what it is. It was Milwaukee. Just keep remembering that. Better team tonight in Kent State, certainly out of the Mid American Conference, and then this weekend down in Jacksonville, they're going to be much better opponents with Indiana, Notre Dame, and Central Florida.
Yeah, you're right. You talk about the 49 punch outs, it limits the number, but this has kind of been Jay Johnson's hallmark. Last year they set a record for fielding percentage, did LSU defensively. And again, punched out a lot of guys last year, no doubt about it. And that's part of it, right? It's team baseball. If I only got to field 10 ground balls a game versus 15, I'll take it, right? But LSU set a record last year for fielding percentage, and a lot of those guys are back, including the most important positions, which are center field and shortstop. So, you're going to have a really good defense once again. A couple guys that popped a little bit yesterday. Jake Brown, the Sulphur High product, had 2 big home runs. And then the story of Dardar, the transfer from Kansas State, who grew up on the North Shore, was never on LSU's radar out of high school or college, really. And he ended up having a big year last year. I think 3 hits against LSU when they played him in the Dallas area, and got on their radar then. And then when he went in the portal, he signed with the Tigers. So Dardar has 2 home runs over the weekend. So that's your two leaders in that category.
Yeah, it was. It was a good debut. He hit a home run in his first at bat as an LSU Tiger. So I don't think there's a long list of those guys. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but to hit a bomb in your first at bat, that's a pretty cool thing, And it's kind of a good step in the right direction as you begin your career. Albeit this is his last year of eligibility. So I think all in all, if Jay Johnson was on Sports Shows Daily, he'd say I'm satisfied with the opening weekend. Couple things we'll work on and we'll go from there.
LSU women's basketball on Saturday, an epic game between LSU and South Carolina in the PMAC. I mean, this game was 7:30 on ABC. That
Yeah.
gives you an idea of how big that people want to see those two coaches going at it, those two programs going at it in women's basketball. Even though it's not really a rivalry, in that South Carolina's won 18 in a row against LSU, and so rivalry means kind of the other team wins sometimes, and that's just not the case. LSU, though, did have a chance, Tommy. They found themselves down a point, 73-72, with 45 seconds left. Flage at the line, their best player, had already scored, I think, 21 at the time. And she missed both free throws. I mean, didn't even make one of two, which is shocking. Uh, and when she didn't make either of those free throws, it was over. The body language on her, the shock of the team, the shock of the building. You gave South Carolina a second chance at life. I mean, at minimum, Tommy, if you tie it up right there, if they go down and get two, then you can come down and get two, or whatever the case may be. When you lose that, they go down and get two. Now you're down three. And then you start launching threes. There was no chance. They ended up losing by 7, but it really was a 1-point game.
Yeah, right down the stretch could have been there, and I would have liked to have seen Michaela Williams touch the ball more late in the game. I know Johnson's, the go-to and made some incredible moves and shots and bank shots and, was hustling on both ends of the floor. But Michaela Williams could shoot. And, I saw her playing high school over in Hammond at the state tournament. I was part of the broadcast crew and couldn't believe her ability to shoot. But anyway, but Kim Mulkey, in the post game, one of the first things she addressed was, the 9 missed free throws, not just the 2 by Johnson. And I'm like you, it's not really a rivalry when one team wins 18 straight, but LSU women will get back to the drawing board. They got a tough one on the road Thursday night at Ole Miss.
Um, just to show you what champions do, South Carolina, who is, the LSU baseball of women's basketball. They were, I think, 2 of 4 in the first half from the free throw line. In the second half, they were 11 of 11. I mean, and that's when it was money time, when the chips are on the line, they made all their free throws, and
Well,
really at the end of the day, that truly was the difference.
great teams find a way to win in a game like that down the stretch. South Carolina found a way to win, and got it done. And LSU's just got to learn from it and worry about Ole Miss Thursday night. Ole Miss is ranked, so it's going to be a tough challenge on the road.
Couple of Louisiana golfers that are really good friends. David
Yeah.
Toms, a mentor of Sam Burns. How about David Toms, the 2017 Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame inductee, wins on the Champions Tour, formerly the Seniors Tour. They've been calling it the Champions Tour for about a decade. Wins a tournament over the weekend over in Florida.
Yeah, he gets the W, his 5th win on the Champions Tour, and he did win one Champions Major event. He won those Champions U.S. Senior Open, won the PGA on the regular tour back in 2001. It's his 23rd overall win if you count worldwide wins and the Korn Ferry Tour and all of that. I got a nice David Tom story. Years ago, we interviewed him out at the U Club. Alan Risher and I did for the old Sports Down the Middle TV show. And he did a little mini clinic with about 20 or 30 guys there. And they did a question and answer session. One guy said, David, I have a question for you. He says, do you have any advice on hitting the ball out of a fairway bunker? And David said, well, only advice would be don't hit it in there. Then you don't have to worry about hitting it out of there. And the whole
Right.
crowd like bust out laughing. It was a simple answer, but very, very true for all you golfers out there. Best way to not have to worry about getting out of a bunker is don't hit it in there.
100%. And
Of
then
course, and we
Sam
played that
Burns.
clip on the show. Yeah, go ahead.
Sam Burns, who's really good friends with David Tom's son, they grew up playing together. Sam Burns, who lives at Squire Creek over in Ruston, but grew up in the Shreveport area. David Toms was sort of a mentor of Sam Burns. The former LSU golfer was in the hunt over at Pebble Beach. Had a really good start to the tournament. Didn't win it, but finished in the top 10.
Yeah, he finished tied for sixth, and he had a good tournament. I watched a lot of the golf tournament, a lot of baseball this weekend, and Burns, with 4 holes to go or so, he's in the hunt. Especially if you can eagle 18 there, and 17 is a tough par three, one of the toughest in the world, especially the way the wind was blowing yesterday at Pebble Beach. So, and the weather conditions, it was cold, it was sleet, it was rain. But nice showing by Sam Burns. He'll take a tied for sixth finish every day of the week. And he's going to win again on the tour. It's just a matter of when and where. Now they'll go over to L.A. and play in Riviera Country Club in the Tiger Woods Genesis Invitational, and the tour is full speed ahead. Even though a lot of people don't think PGA Tour starts till the Masters in April, and then of course they play in New Orleans in late April, but the tour is underway.
Lane Kiffin, it was indoctrinated into Louisiana culture. He went to LSU baseball game on Friday, was in the Southern Regional Medical Center suite, and watched a couple innings with his nephew. And then on Saturday, he got to ride in Endymion on the Mike the Tiger LSU float. He rocked an Odell Beckham jersey the entire ride. Brought his son, brought his nephew. His son brought some friends. They were on the float, and it was a beautiful, great weather because the bad weather didn't come in until the middle of the night, which was perfect when everybody was sleeping. But I mean, he was. I mean, people were just going crazy to see him ride in the parade.
Yeah, well, he likes being around the people. He likes social media. He likes when the camera's there and the microphone's there. So, it's cool. He hasn't lost a game yet, so everybody loves him. And we'll see. But it was good to see him at the box Friday night. He was sitting up there in the Southern Regional Medical Center suite, and of course, the camera found him. The camera's going to find him. Like years ago when Kim Mulkey's son played, they couldn't go more than 2 innings without showing Kim Mulkey at the game. Well, they had to show. They showed Lane Kiffin, and I thought that was good. And I also read that he and Jay Johnson had a nice meeting and talked about winning and building teams and rebound. What do you do the year after success and all that. So Lane Kiffin's fitting in pretty quickly here, Ryan.
Well, I mean, I think Jay probably was the one doing most of the talking in that meeting. I don't think Lane Kiffin's got a body of work to give Jay Johnson much advice. Hasn't won a championship, so. But no, it was good that the number one, probably the top, top 2, 3 coaches in the state get together. Drew Brees, by the way, rode in Bacchus, so you had a sports theme all weekend long at over there. I was with Rue. On Saturday in Baton Rouge. Rue was at Spanish Town Parade, went and walked around for about an hour plus with Casey McKenzie, went and saw some sponsors, went and saw some fans, took a lot of pictures. It was really a good time, great weather, the temperatures in the 70s. And then yesterday in Lake Charles, we had Bo, our new mascot, with the Gumbo Gators. We took him around the big children's parade, which is one of their top 3 big parades in Lake Charles. We rode. We had our Gator girls on the float. We had our MC. It was awesome. We had a good time and threw a lot of Gumbo Gator beads, and then we'll be out on the street Tuesday night for Mardi Gras. We'll be in Lake Charles, walking around with our mascot and our Gator girls handing out beads and stuff to folks. So if you're in the Lake Charles area, come check us out. We'll be on Ryan Street walking around.
Well, I got it on the screen, brriveroo.com, gumbogators.com. Get your gear. Yeah, tickets are available for purchase, I'm sure. I'm assuming.
Yep.
Schedules are posted, a June and July thing in Lake Charles, in Baton Rouge, part of the Texas Collegiate League. Don't forget, The Acadiana Cane Cutters right there in Youngsville by Lafayette are also in the league. So it should be fun. I'm looking forward to the summer. I know it's mid-February, but the Rougarou and the Gumbo Gators being seen at parades and other events, and that's good to see.
All right, TK, tell us about Court Street Cafe.
Well, the first thing about Court Street Cafe, they will be open tomorrow. If you're not doing the Mardi Gras thing, they'll be come get breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They will be open tomorrow here at Court Street Cafe. If you hadn't got breakfast yet tomorrow, and you're not doing Mardi Gras tomorrow, it'd be a great time to check it out. Saturday night's their famous steak night, and their Sunday brunch is through the roof awesome. Court Street Cafe here in Port Allen. Connect with them on Facebook and Instagram. You'll know about the lunch specials, the drink specials, the dinner specials. Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. Jason and the staff do a super job here. They'll be happy to take care of you. Hey, don't forget to like and share this show, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or X. It helps Court Street Cafe. It helps us all out. Like and share this show. And look for sports shorts clips, shorts on YouTube at Sports Shorts, hosted by Ronnie Rance and Talking Sports with TK, TK Enterprises, Tommy Krysan. We have clips that follow the show that go up later in the day, short versions of things that we talked about. Look for the shorts on YouTube later in the day or tomorrow. They don't go away. So you can check them out at your convenience. On behalf of Ronnie Rance and the staff here at Court Street Cafe, my name is Tommy Krysan. Happy Mardi Gras. Have fun. Be safe. Do it all right. You know the drill on that. And we'll be back Wednesday morning for another episode of Sports Shorts Daily. Have a great day, everyone.